Good evening, folks, and Merry Christmas. It's the last day of Christmas in July at Jeff Fitness, and we are finishing it off with a special edition, Jeff Cook. Really looking forward to this one. We're going to do something a little bit unique. We're doing our normal, nice, good quality main, and I'm going to run you through a fantastic little Malva pudding. That is something kind of traditional to us, my family, Christmas. And I've carried over to Christmas in July. We always get together as a bunch of mates, and I'm tasked with doing that. So we can't have our Christmas in July this year. I'm sharing it with you guys, which is just as good. So we've got a few minutes to kind of settle in and let me know you're here, say hello, check in, let me know how you guys are doing and how your Christmas in July has been. Looking forward to hearing some stories, how you guys are, before we get going. So we've got a few minutes just to take it easy. Fill your wine glass. It's a Friday night, guys. This is a little bit of your day and a half. So we're going to have a nice, good meal. We're going to treat ourselves with a little choice meal as our dessert and a glass of wine. And that's totally cool. Tomorrow, you're going to work it out pretty hard with Siri and Jay. So make sure you're fueled. That's the back end to all of this. You're going to put it in so you can burn it all tomorrow morning. So it should be good and well earned. How is everybody doing? How has your July been? Kim Ketley, hello, checking in. Nice and early. First up on the board there, Caitlin Westbrook, hello. Linda Millot, hello to everybody. Janine Whelan, hello Janine. Ready to start on Monday. The Joneses and Mother Bear has checked in, who is the inspiration behind the Malva pudding. So, Guy, up in Maritzburg, this one's for you. I'll tell you a little story about the Malva, which is how it's become something that has always reminded me of home. Joy has never made Malva. It's complicated and very sweet. It's not too complicated, but it is sweet. So you can't be afraid of this one. It's there to be enjoyed. It's a sort of heritage classic, South African classic, and it's all about something sort of nice and local. We're having it because it's lekker. We're not trying to make it healthy. The rest of the meal is pretty good and balanced like that, but we're having a little choice meal to kind of finish it off. Not too complicated, but I'll run you through it. Catherine Hermans, hello. Lauren Linda Freitas. Larissa, hello, how are you doing? First time she's going to try Brussels sprouts since childhood. So I was never a massive fan of Brussels sprouts, but if you cook them nicely, they're actually a treat. So hopefully this is going to convert some of you. A boiled Brussels sprout is not the greatest thing, unless you're my mother. She sticks them in the fridge and will just snack on them out of the fridge during the week, which is pretty weird. But otherwise, they get some good texture. You can cook them up nice and crispy, get loads of flavor in there, and a really, really good little powerhouse of some fiber, loads of vitamins, nice non-starchy veg that we can get, and it's Christmassy, seasonal for July, so that's pretty cool. Dale Isaac, hello. Kim is excited for this. Tanya's looking forward to this and how to make my Malva. She's got her wine ready. What are you guys drinking? I'm ending the week with a little Shannon, something nice and light, just fantastic. Dipping into the stocks, not much to go. Hopefully Cyril lets us go and stock up sometime soon. Paolo, hello. Margaret Howell, hello, how are you doing? Nikki Eagleson says, hello, Master Jeff. Got a little, I don't know if you guys all saw the story around this. I'm feeling quite generous. The last day of July and Christmas, so we've got a few of these to kind of find a home for. Started it up yesterday. Anyone who signed up for a one-on-one program using hashtag MasterJeff as the coupon is getting 10% off their subscription plus one of these. So there are currently only 2 of them in the entire world. Myself and my head chef have them. But I've got a special consignment that I ordered just for my Christmas in July sort of special people. So there are 10 of those that need to find a home. We need guys to go sign up to the one-on-one. So there are a couple of them left. Make sure if you're on the fence, what better reason to kind of do it. So go on, hop in, you'll get 10% off and you'll get 1 of 10 special limited edition Master Jeff aprons. They're pretty sweet. Larissa's never made Malva. Liza, good evening, Prof. Jeff. I'll see if I can whip out at least one fact tonight. So this is educational after all. Sandine, hello. How are you doing this evening? Marina, hello. Nicole, got green beans instead of Brussels sprouts. So if I couldn't tend to, not the end of the world. Any greens will do. So if you've got some tender stem broccoli, you've got some green beans, some mangetout, anything like that is fine. Also, if you're not a pork fan and you wanted to keep it vegetarian, I did say some halloumi would be a good option. It's not a lean protein, but it's going to be a tasty one that will go nicely with our cherry sauce. So you can fry that up. It's a nice dairy source of some protein, so you can do that as well. Series here. All right, I hope you are getting a little fuel in for your session tomorrow, you and Jay. Got to get it in because tomorrow's a big one. And it's the first sort of lead into August. It's a nice sort of few things on the horizon. So check in with Seri tomorrow. She'll lead you through what's coming up. There's loads of fun things in August. Obviously, it's Women's Month. So we've got plenty in the pipeline. So have a look out for all of that, guys. Paola wants to know if anyone's done a gluten-free Malva pudding. I've never tried it. So if anyone has, let me know. Joy's throat is sore. Okay, so she's just on the water. Sorry about that, Joy. Pop a little bit of lemon juice and ginger into some hot water. Might help soothe it a little bit. Danine's on the G&Ts tonight. Nice. Carmen's looking forward to cooking the pork. So pork fillets, fantastic cuts of meat, nice and lean, and the little bit of fat that you get in pork's quite a good profile as well. Most of it is, but here we go. Here's your fact for the night: is monounsaturated fat, so it's not a bad one. So the fat that we get from pork is pretty well kind of balanced, neutral in terms of heart health. So we don't have to worry about it. Quite often got a bad rap. It's not excessively fatty. This is a lovely lean cut. Cooks super quick. And there are loads of different ways that you can cook it. It soaks up flavor nicely. You can put it into some stir fries. You can do some curries with it. It cooks very, very quickly. And you can stuff it with something and roll it, flatten it out, and you can have a nice quick dinner. So tonight should be nice and quick. Kabibi says almost midnight in Phuket. Right, but you still joined us. What a legend. So it's almost the end of Christmas in July. So hopefully you can see in the rest of it. Beatrice is here. I think you said you had a concert to get to. So glad you just checked in to say how's it quickly. Tracy, good evening. Nikki says Brussels are her favourite. Lola's just watching tonight. Not a problem. Hopefully you're going to pick something up and give it a try. Michael, one-on-one clients excluding from Master Jeff aprons today. So if you're a current client, unfortunately, but if I'm feeling generous, tell you what, if we get a referral from a one-on-one client, send a family, friend, a connection, someone you think can benefit from it. If we pick up a referral and you guys use your loyalty program, if you haven't done it, go and sign up to the loyalty program on the website. Go check out your account. You can send your referral code, and if we get something there and someone uses Master Jeff, if I haven't given away the 10 yet, I'll send it your way. How's that? All right. Merry Christmas. All right. Joy is not feeling good. Tamara, hello. Just watching, but it looks good. Tanya says Brussels are delicious. All right. So let me run you through what's here in the ingredients before we get cooking. Last little bit of prep, if you need anything that you have to do. Firstly, for our cherry sauce, cherries, I just got some tinned ones. These are lovely pitted 200 grams of cherries. We've got a tablespoon of honey, a quarter cup of olive oil, and a quarter cup of balsamic with a few sprigs of thyme. That's going to make a delicious sauce. It's going to coat the pork. We should have a little bit left over as well, so you can hang it about. If you're not doing your halloumi tonight, do it for breakfast tomorrow, and you can actually use that again, so that'll be quite lekker. Our Brussels, we are going to cook with some pistachios, some garlic, and some butter, or if like me, you always hoard your bacon fat. That's going to give it a nice little flavor. And we're going to finish it off some lime. So that's the flavor that's all going to go into our Brussels. We're going to char them up nicely, and a lovely trimmed fillet of pork, got rid of the silver skin and all the little extra bits and pieces. And that's a nice little pasture-reared piece of pork, and that's going to cook super, super quickly. So nice and easy. I'll take you over to the Malva ingredients quickly. Look here. So our Malva ingredients, we've got a mixer. So we're going to beat our eggs and sugar. So we've got a cup of caster sugar. We've got 2 eggs, one saying Merry Christmas. We've got a tablespoon of some jam, some apricot jam. Then we've got 1 1/4 cups of flour. We've got a teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, our dry ingredient. We've got we've got 2 tablespoons of butter here, 125 ml of milk, and a tablespoon of white vinegar. Right. And then for our sauce that goes on at the end, we've got some cream, 125 ml of butter, 125 ml of sugar, and 125 ml of any liquid. I'm going to make a mixture of a little bit of water and some of the good stuff. A little bit of Clippy's brandy, creamy. Last of my stash. All right, so that's going to be our Malva. Yeah. So, all right, how's everyone's ingredients? Are they ready? Any questions about them? Let's try to catch up here quickly. Coach Kelly says, hope some of her clients are getting stuck in. Hope so. Leanne says, a current one-on-one client, so looking forward to that. Brilliant. So mains are bang on with your program. Obviously about 50 grams of pork is 1 portion of protein. So if you need 1, 2, or 3, depending on your nutrition plan, just portion it accordingly. That's super simple. Your non-starchy veg here is coming from your Brussels sprouts. Remember, your daily allowance has a little bit of things like some honey and oil and whatever. So the cooking oil and the honey will all be part of that. The fat portion in here is split between the olive oil that goes into the dressing and the pistachios. So we've only got 20 grams of pistachios. It's not a lot, and it's going to get split up amongst the entire dish. So your mains is bang on plan for a nice low-carb dinner. And while we're doing that is saving a little bit of the fuel for pudding. So pudding's part of your 1.5 days. If you don't want to do it, cool, don't worry about it. If you stuck on your goals and you're seeing good progress and you want to keep pushing through, not a problem. But if you want to use it up, and this is a good example of what that 1.5 days sort of looks like. It doesn't mean we go nuts for an entire meal. We've got a nice tight dish, and then we've just got 1 or 2 things. So a glass of wine and a little smidgen of Malva is going to take care of sort of half a day. And then you've got Saturday or Sunday just to take it easy as well, and make a few small kind of misses like that without letting things go haywire. And it's still part of the progress. It's part of what we want to do. There's actually a bit of science behind it. We need it. It actually prevents some of the downside of being in calorie restriction for too long. So don't be afraid of having a little bit extra every now and then, as long as we just keep it to that sort of 1.5 days. So a little bit of an example of how that's going to work. Okay. Kelly, hello from Josie. Brussels sprouts with bacon and balsamic is superb. Bacon makes pretty much everything better, but Brussels is one of them. So hopefully it's going to look, it's going to come out beautifully. Sam, hello, how are you doing? Non-Kleinflas is for gluten-free, do it with some oat flour. Okay, so put your oats in a food processor to replace it, and that's how she's going to give it a try. Right. Lauren, bicarb. What did I say? Baking powder. And it's bicarb. All right, Cindine, yes, she will try it for one of her treat days, choice meals. We don't use the rest cheat. We don't use the word clean. No such thing, right? We're eating good food and we're just enjoying a choice meal. It's planned, it's part of the progress, it's all there. Right, so what we're going to do is get cracking. First up, just with the sauce. Going to be super simple. We're just going to do it, get it out the way, and we're going to toast off some of our pistachios. So that's kind of done, and it's just left for a little bit later. All right. My head chef is pulling in now. She's had her first glass of wine, so she can come and say
hello, everyone.
Hello. So we're going to get cracking. For your sauce, just the food processor, I'm using my NutriBullets. It's going to be super quick. Just need to go for 20 or 30 seconds. So in there goes, yeah, all of your cherries. So all of the cherries go in there. You've got a quarter cup of olive oil, quarter cup of balsamic, a tablespoon of honey, and then a few sprigs of thyme. So I'm just going to get the olive oil, yeah, and the balsamic. Go with your thyme, just take it like that and grab it and run your finger down. You can just pull off the leaves, and those will go in. If the stalks are quite soft and green, I got one. It doesn't actually matter because it's just going to get blended up there. But if they're hard, woody ones, I got one. Didn't that? That's not going to taste like that. Okay. There we go. So a couple of sprigs in there. We just need the honey in with it as well. And we're quickly going to pop that into the NutriBullet. There's a bit of oil in it. Here's a little tip. If you ever need to measure out honey, so if it's a spoon or whatever, dip it in some oil, put your honey in, and then when you tip it out, it comes out. There's no scraping and everything while you're having to sort of do that anyway. So.
I'm really sorry.
But it just makes it slide out. It's nice and easy. Right, Bobs says hello, Grubby.
Hello, Bobs. One time.
Rosemary loves pork. Can't wait to try this. Kelly, hello, in the UK. How are things going over there? This would fit later in the year when it's real Christmas. Brussels sprouts, pretty much a staple around that time of year. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, and a little bit of noise. So just blend your yeah. That was pretty loud. So that's nice, smooth consistency. So, just give me a second. And it's going to be nice, sort of drizzly texture. So, a little bit of that's going to cook with the pork, and then the rest of it we're going to leave for the end and just pour it over. Give it a taste, see how the seasoning is. Might need just a little bit of salt. But you're going to get the nice sweetness. Sweetness always goes nicely with pork. You get a little bit of sweetness. Olive oil comes through. The thyme's there. Fantastic. So it's all really lekker. Right, that's done. Toast your pistachios just for 2 minutes, just to get them a little bit roasted. So they're obviously shells off. So if, like me, you bought shelled ones, it took a better part of an afternoon to get rid of them all. Which is why they ended up just being 20 grams. I was happy with that. So in a dry pan, let me take you across there. Dry pan. And we're just roasting. In a way, you've got a bird's eye view there. That's pretty good. Right, so it's just going to be sort of 2 minutes, and it's going to be, just want to get a little bit of roasting on it, a little bit of flavor. You don't want to burn them or anything. Just brings out a little bit of the natural oils and makes them taste a little bit nicer. Okay, so once they're roasted, we're going to put them aside, and we'll start on the pork. While we're at this, make sure your oven's on to 190 for the Malva. And if you're not doing your Malva, obviously you just got some time. You can have a little sip of some vino while you wait. What we're going to do, we need to make some more noise. We're going to start beating our sugar and our eggs. Okay, so what's going to happen, we're going to cook off our mains. We're just going to get the batter ready for the Malva. Going to stick it in the oven, say au revoir, enjoy your meal. It's going to take 40 minutes, 45 minutes in there, so I don't think I can talk rubbish for that long. And then once it's out, you drizzle over the sauce, and it's going to be ready to go. So you can enjoy your pork fillet. While you're eating that, the Malva is going to be cooking, and it'll come out pretty much once you're done. Give a couple minutes for the food to settle, and you'll be able to enjoy a little delicious Malva. If you've got some custard or ice cream kicking around the fridge, feel free to add a little dollop of that. And if you're feeling extra generous, Siri will make you do a few extra burpees tomorrow. But if you're going to make the most of Christmas, might as well, guys. All right, so far, super simple. Kabibi's adding chili to his pistachios. That will be nice. A little bit of heat with the sweet and salty will be fantastic. Leslie's just popping in to say hello. Hello. No, that is it. Okay, so those should be good. Pistachios can come out, and just put them aside, put them on a plate. Keep that pan ready, and that's what we're going to cook the pork in. Okay. So while that goes, we're just going to sort that out, and I'm just going to take you across to our Malva station. Okay. So, however you're going to mix it, you've got your mixer. I've got my stand mixer in the background there. Get a good view. Right, so that's our caster sugar. It's going to go in there, and we're just going to cream that with 2 eggs. Okay, you want those to get nice and fluffy. Shut up again.
You don't trust me with the bacon?
Okay, so I'm just going to let that go for a little while. Just get that into it. Right. So we've got the eggs and the sugar. Remember, it was 1 cup of caster sugar, 2 eggs, and they are beating away. We're going to get those nice and fluffy, and then we're going to add the apricot jam. And while that happens, we're going to get the pork cooking. Right, that's going to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. We're going to put it to the side, let it rest, finish up the rest of the dish, and we're going to jump in on the rest of the Malva as well. Okay, so the pan is still about a medium heat. A little bit of cooking oil, so we use a little bit of splash of olive oil. Pork fillet. Just season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. There. And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of this. A little bit of flavor, most of it we want to keep for later. Okay. Amazing. So the meat's in. The pork is over a medium heat. It's been seasoned with salt and pepper. Put a little bit of the cherry sauce on. And we're just going to turn it sort of every 2 minutes, cook it for about 10, just so that it heats through nicely. And we're going to let it rest so you can slice it up later. So your pork should be on. Your sauce should be done. And you should be beating your eggs and sugar. Right. How's everyone doing? Yes, it is going to be lovely. Right. Jono has joined us. The Wednesday night Master Jeff, who cooked up a storm for us, handled the pressure very well on Wednesday. You guys in the kitchen with him? Jono, did you have a little bit of fun? It was a nice, quick, easy, tasty, looked fantastic. Right. So, Bria's cooking the pork there. Okay. Let's turn it every 2 minutes. Okay. Right. Remember, guys, there are a couple of these that we're giving away. Master Jeff apron. So if you haven't yet, if you're on the fence, jump onto the one-on-one, go sign up, or if you know that there's someone who's going to benefit from it, send a referral. Go check out your loyalty program, send in your code, and we'll pick it up. We'll track it in there. Okay, I need to give these away. Paula says Jono earned his apron on Wednesday night. So we might be down to 9 then if I have to give one to Jono. Let me know. What do you guys think? Coach Cody loves the decor. It's all me. That's why it's kind of lopsided a little bit. But we thought we'd get a little bit of Christmas cheer to finish off July and get through some of the darkness. Samantha, looking good. Smelling great. A little bit of caramelization from the cherries. Should start to smell that. Smells fantastic. Really, really nice. Okay. All right, so we've beaten the eggs and the sugar together. They're nice and fluffy. And in goes the jam. Right. Okay, so that's going along nicely. I'm just going to give that a minute. And then we've got a little special someone that we're going to chat to for a little bit once the noise has died down. Someone who's been a Master Jeff Cook fan for a while, loving the story. She's on our one-on-one program. Michelle should be in the background there. I want to bring her in a minute and just chat through some things that she's posted that really stood out to me. I thought sharing some of that journey is going to be special. So in a minute, we're going to hear from Michelle. Should be lucky. Any pork is in the pan? It is. Right. So that's been going for how long?
4 minutes. 5 minutes.
So we're halfway there. Should have turned it twice. We're just going to keep turning it every 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's a little bit of peace and quiet. Tomorrow, is Michelle there with us? Do you want to bring her in? See how her kitchen's going as well. Hopefully she's still cooking with us tonight, even though we're going to sneak in there and get behind the scenes and see what's going on. Samantha says it needs to be added to some swag. Maybe. Watch the space. Let's see how it goes. It's nice having something that's a little bit special as well. So hopefully your guys' pork is cooking, your eggs and your sugar is beat. You've added a little bit of your apricot jam, and that's there. And we're going to start with the dry ingredients and the milk and butter mixture that goes in there. Then you've got your batter, and it's sort of ready to go. Beautiful color on the pork there, if you can see. Priya's doing a superb job. It's looking fantastic. Right. Michelle's actually just sent me a picture from a little bit earlier. It's ready to go. So she is cooking. All right, so hopefully we can get her on in a second and see some of the behind the scenes. Okay. All right, nice color on the pork. We want to get a little bit of that on both sides. And once it's in there, we're going to let it rest and then finish up the veg. Okay. The eggs and sugar's ready. So what I want to do is you've got your butter. All right, so that's the 2 tablespoons. Just want to check quickly. 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, that's going to go into a pan with 125 mils of milk. Okay, and we're just going to melt the butter down and add some vinegar to it. And that is going to join our Malva eggs and the flour that we're going to sieve in a second. And that's going to go into the batter, ready to go into the oven. So not complicated at all, pretty simple. All right. Michelle is there with us. All right. Time to bring her in and say hello.
Hello. Nice
Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I saw your picture. You were prepped and ready.
Yes.
How are things going?
Yes.
Are you keeping up?
Yeah, we are. Our fillet is busy frying at the moment. It's sizzling away.
Brilliant.
We've.
Are you doing your Malva tonight, or are you just sticking nice and tight with the fillet?
I'm just sticking with a fillet tonight. I'm going to do it as a treat tomorrow evening, but I'll definitely be trying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So add it tomorrow. Earn it in your workout, and then you can build into your day and a half from tomorrow.
Exactly. I don't think I could stand watching my family eat in front of me.
Yeah. Michelle, you've been with us on the one-on-one program for a couple of months with Coach Kate. How's it been going? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I've just finished 5 weeks now. It's been awesome. Kate's been amazing. I think we're so blessed with all of these coaches. And yeah, I've been really, really happy with my progress. I've been lost just over 3 kilos, lots of centimeters. I'm loving my food.
Brilliant.
The support from the website has been awesome. You know, so many nice ideas, and they're completely family friendly. So everybody has been loving your pancakes and your chocolate brownies and your chicken ramen and the skirts. It's been fantastic. It's all super easy.
How did the nutrition side of it weigh up to when you thought you were joining a program here to kind of change behavior, achieve some goals? Is it everything you thought it would be? Is it quite different?
I think in my mind, I've had to kind of make a very conscious effort to keep everything very varied and interesting, colorful. I've had to do a little bit of research, and of course, with all the extra tips and the new recipes that you're always offering for us to try, it really helps it a lot, because otherwise one tends to kind of lose a little bit of interest, I find.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been the case, and I've had no cravings, which has been awesome as well. And I think that's probably because of that 1.5 days at the end. So I'm really enjoying it, and also just trying new things. You know, next week it's going to be the little rice paper bits that you were showing us.
Little lunch, yeah.
I want to try Jono's curry chicken next week. So I'm just spreading it out so I've got something interesting, and the family are loving it. So they're on board.
To keep you going. I was catching up with Coach Kate today, and she was saying how inspired by your meals she gets, and I think she might even share some of the ideas with other clients. But if anyone's not on the one-on-one program, our coaches get those meal pictures every day, see what they like, and to have some that are colorful and thought out and full of energy, and there's often a backstory to it as well, is quite nice. So you've embraced that. And some of the comments you left on Facebook as well a couple of weeks ago touched a chord. Special kind of sort of shout out to memories, and it sort of helped you bring those up, align with them, and find a happy place with it. Do you think?
Yeah, very much so. Those were your omega-3 fish cakes. I actually had some that I'd frozen and put aside. So yeah, like I say, it brings back special memories. My dad, like I say, he loved those. He loved fish. he's a super active person, so I know that he would be super chuffed that I'm on the program and just doing so well and enjoying things. So, and yeah, it's just so important for people to make a conscious effort to post their food pics. When I first started, it was a bit overwhelming because you kind of see ingredients, you don't really know how to put them together, what's going to work, and you've got to play around and find what you like. I, as an example, cannot do liquid diet. It doesn't work for me at all. So smoothies are not, I like something to chew on. But that's how you learn and try, and you see these things that you've never made before, and your kids are like, wow, I really want to try this, awesome ramen. I thought we'd have to go to a restaurant for that. So yeah,
I love the pictures you sent me of the kids getting involved in the kitchen. And that's what it's about, the family, everyone getting stuck in beef Wellington, next level. So it's been nice to kind of see that.
Yeah,
hello, there you go. There's our junior Master Jeff.
He's my little Master Jeff. He's busy frying the fillet at the moment.
Brilliant.
So, and he's loving it. He's taken so much inspiration. I actually struggle with my ingredients now, my healthy ingredients. Before I would put them in the fridge, and now I think I mentioned to you, I have to be super careful because the special things I put aside, I come into the kitchen, my sourdough or my lovely mozzarella or my salmon or whatever, it's disappeared. So we're going through eggs like crazy as well. So, but it's really nice. And I think it's so important for the kids as well that they are active in the kitchen, that they have really good eating habits too. So it's really triggered a reaction in the household, which is really lovely. So thank you so much for all your.
And that's what it's about.
Efforts.
Brilliant. I'm glad we've been able to channel that a little bit. And like, anyone who's not involved in it, the family can get involved. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. We're creating behaviors, we're creating habits, we're trying to form those good relationships with foods. These cooking sessions are Jeff, Ed, and hopefully they are those, between you, the coach, and everything that's going on in the background, we can give them to you. So it's a sustainable approach. And some of the stories that are coming out, some of the pictures we're seeing are amazing. Yeah. So Michelle, thanks very much. You're an amazing story, and one that I'm following closely with Kate. And thanks for popping in and sharing a bit of your story with us as well.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.
Back to the kitchen. Don't let them slip up there, eh?
No, I'm going to go and check now.
Good stuff. Enjoy dinner and Merry Christmas.
And you too. Have an awesome meal.
Thank you very much. So your pork should be done, guys. Should be able to come out of the pan and let it rest. I'm going to stick it on there. Okay, in the same pan is what we're going to cook the Brussels sprouts in. So they're going to be nice and quickly. We're going to add a little bit more oil to that. I'm using the bacon fat. You can use some butter if you want. That's going to go in with the Brussels, and we're going to add a little bit of garlic. Super quick, finish it off with the lime, slice things up, and it's ready to go. Okay. That's fine. It's going to get some flavor. So, all right. So first up, whatever your fat is, butter, or I'm using that. Okay. Let that heat up, and in will go the Brussels first, and then you can add a little bit of garlic just so it doesn't burn. All right.
First.
Okay.
Brussels first.
Brussels first. Okay, in the meantime, I melted the butter. So 2 tablespoons of butter. Can't quite see. Half a cup of milk and a tablespoon of vinegar. And that it curdles a little bit, which it's supposed to. We're going to have that and add that to the egg and sugar mix with flour. So we're going to add a little bit of the flour, a little bit of the butter milk as we go, and that's going to be ready to pop into the oven. So while Greer does the Brussels sprouts, which you can see there, we're going to pick up nice flavor from what we cooked in there, a little bit of the charredness. If you're not using Brussels and another green, that's totally cool. Just get those nice and cooked. They should cook quite quickly. Okay. Just want to catch up and see how you guys are doing. Linda, where does the garlic go? So the garlic goes in with the Brussels. I know I left it off the steps. I saw that now when I re-looked at it. Sorry about that. It's a bit of a typo. But the garlic is going to go in with your Brussels. Nicole, heating the butter and milk. Good. Once the butter's melted, add the vinegar. It's just going to curdle the milk slightly, which is fine. It always seemed weird, but that's what the recipe said, and it works. I don't know why. I've tried to find out why. If anyone knows why we want to curdle that milk, let me know, but it happens like that. So, all right, then grab a sieve and your flour. All right, so we've got 1 1/4 cup flour and a teaspoon of bicarb, and just with a pinch of salt, pop that through a sieve. Okay. So it's keeping the air in your dough mixture. How the Brussels do? Good. Right. How are your guys' Brussels doing?
Is that it, sir? So just Brussels and garlic.
Yeah. And then it gets the lime at the end and the pistachios. So in there's just the flour, the bicarb, and the salt. Okay, so now what we need to do is we take that and we take our melted butter milk and we add little bit to the beets, eggs, and sugar. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back on. Excuse the noise for a minute. So just do it like a third, so 3 of each as you go, adding little by little. It's going to mix up nicely, form a little batter. You're going to grease a pan, pop it in the oven. 45 minutes later, you're ready to go. Right, so if your pan is a little dry, a little bit more fats, cool. Everything else in here is quite lean, so don't worry about it. I was just thinking now, some color and some flavor, some pomegranates would go really nicely in that at the end. So if you've got the Brussels with the pistachios, the lime, a little bit of pomegranate, you've got all sorts going on there. I think that'd be fantastic. Right. So just finishing up the batter. And that's done. So remember what we did, we beat the caster sugar, cup of that, with 2 eggs. Nice and fluffy, added the jam into there. We melted the 2 tablespoons of butter with half a cup of milk, and then added the tablespoon of vinegar. Sieved our flour with the bicarb and a pinch of salt, and then the melted milk and butter and the flour mix we just added bit by bit into the egg sugar mixture. It's just beating up nicely. Keep the air in there, don't overbeat it. And then it's going to be okay. Pretty much everything's ready to go. So Greer's done a great job on the Brussels. They look fantastic. I'm going to get a plate. Okay. Yeah. The pork fillet has been resting for about 8 minutes, which was cool. So that cooked nicely. We've just been letting it rest. Greer's dishing up some Brussels. We're going to slice that. A couple pistachios over the Brussels. Go with the slices of pork, and we're going to drizzle over some of the cherry sauce. Done. Super simple. All right. Yeah. Okay, so just slicing. How's that look? Perfect. Oh, cooked to perfection. Right? Well done. Look at that. Don't get better than that. Here, got our lovely pork fillets. Okay, our toasted pistachios. We're going to go with Brussels. We've got the cherry sauce. It actually goes a long way, so you don't use a hell of a lot in there. And then squeeze a lime just to finish it off over the Brussels. Acid always makes everything better. And that's that. Let's see. Beautiful. All right. So we've got our lovely cooked pork with the balsamic cherry sauce and our roasted Brussels with the pistachios and a squeeze of lime juice. Fantastic. So everything there is on the plate. Protein, fiber, fat, balanced meal, nice and tight. It gives us a little bit of leeway with pudding, which I want to take you over there and show you what's happening. How's your guys' pork looking? Any questions on it? Okay.
See any questions?
We've got our batter here. So batter done. Right, a couple of bubbles in there. The bicarb starting to work. You need to get it going. I've greased the pan, sort of that size, and I'm just going to pop that.
Nicole wanted to ask if you could please repeat the steps for the batter.
Cool. So in the batter, we creamed the caster sugar, 1 cup of caster sugar with 2 eggs. Once it was nice and fluffy, we added the jam. Then we melted the 2 tablespoons of butter with half a cup of milk. And once the butter was melted, we added a tablespoon of vinegar so that it sort of curdled the milk butter mixture. And then we sieved the flour, which was 1.25 cups of flour, with a teaspoon of and a pinch of salt. And then to the mixture, we added third at a time. So a little bit of the batter milk mixture, a little bit of the flour, a little bit of butter while it was beating, so that we get a lovely looking batter like that. Right, so the oven's ready at 190, and that's going to go in for 45 minutes. All right. The last thing to do for your Malva, I'm just going to turn this on. Yeah, just rinse that out. So you don't need to do this right now because it's going to cook for 45 minutes, but I might as well show you. All right, so let's bring it a little bit closer. The beauty of the Malva is the sauce that goes on when it comes out the oven. Okay, so, all right, 250 mils of cream goes into the pot. You can open it. There we go. Okay. 250 mils of cream.
Heat.
Medium heat, yeah.
Yeah.
Then 125 mils of butter. Okay. And 125 mils of sugar. 125 mils of liquid, which if you look here, I've got mostly water. If you want to keep it super tight, you can just do that. But for flavor, oh, it's amazing. Good stuff. So that's the alcohol in there. It's going to cook off as you heat there, so don't worry about that. It's really just the flavor. So you can use sherry, you can use brandy, or you can just use water. It's fine. All right. So all you're going to do, I wonder if I turn that light off a bit better. All you're going to do is heat up that sauce. It's going to, the butter's going to melt. Once the Malva comes out the oven, as soon as it comes out the oven, that sauce has got to go over it, and you just leave it to soak up. It's going to soak up. It's going to go right down into the bottom of the cake, and you're going to serve it up. It's going to be ready to go. So that sauce is going to melt, and the Malva is going to cook. And once it's all ready, that gets served. Right, so in about 40 minutes, we should all be having a lovely, see, here we go. So last little view of our pork, which looks and smells fantastic. It's getting cold, so I'm going to have to eat that pretty soon. You could have done that with halloumi, and to keep it vegetarian will be fantastic as well. You're going to have plenty of sauce left over, so keep it for tomorrow. Nice sort of flavor profiles in there, so that's all cool. All right, and over here, our sauce is melting, and that's where the magic is happening. All right, so 45 minutes time, that's going to be ready. All right, so guys, that is the end of that. How are you guys doing? Show me your pictures. Let me know. Let me see if I can catch up with anything before we sign off for the night. Yeah, I'll just hold it over there. Samantha's very excited for her Christmas in July dinner. Lynette says her mouth's watering, which is fantastic. Hopefully it smells good. Ours smells really great. Greg is substituting beer for Malva. It's a decent trade-off. At least it's not both, so well done. It's a positive choice. Michelle's absolutely loved it. Had a great night. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you and the boys whip up tonight. Nicole says it looks great. Kim, smelling amazing. It is. Carmen, the lime went over the Brussels sprouts right at the end. All right. And the pomegranate would have worked fantastic. All right. Cool. I think you guys are all up to date. So show me what your pork looks like. If you didn't use pork, if you used something else, some chicken, some halloumi, whatever it is, cool. I hope you enjoyed your little Christmas in July. You still got a couple hours to get yourself an apron. Remember, go and sign up or refer someone along. And if we get a one-on-one, we're going to send you some aprons. So there are a couple of them left to go. That brings our Christmas in July festivities to an end. Tomorrow we kick off with August. It's a new month. Get your planning done. Put your planner out. Make sure everything's set. Put your goals down. Write them down. See what you can achieve. Collect your dots. You can get your nutrition dots tonight. We'll pick up some more from Monday with our next Jeff Ed as well. And then next Wednesday, we've got a lovely little vegetarian dish, a black bean and lentil curry, which is going to be delicious. And so Wednesday night, back to our regular slot, which is going to be fun. But tonight, let's see what you're doing. If you're going to do this over the weekend, post it, share your pick. Let's see how you go. I really want to see how those Malvas came out. So hopefully they remind you a little bit of us now, like they remind me of home. So as always, guys, it's been fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your night and have a beautiful weekend. Train hard with Siri and Jay tomorrow, and we will see you guys next week.